Good morning to your friends, and happy Friday to you. Happy Friday, Joan. Happy Friday, Sam.
Woohoo!
Gonna turn a light on in there?
Is it too dark in here?
I mean, it looks like we're doing Mandis After Dark.
Well, we have been.
That's it's a weird thought.
Oh, shut up, Joan. Not even a minute in, I'm already telling you to shut up. Anyway, I needed another minute, actually, to get ready for the radio broadcast. So are we sharing or not? Sam, are we all good? We're all good? Okay, very good. We're all good. Lots of news today. And, Joan, I heard you talking about what happened in the Hoosier State.
Yeah.
You folks may know that I have some roots in the Hoosier State. I spent 3 long years in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I actually loved Fort Wayne, but I'm shocked that they decided, the state legislature, 19 Republicans decided that they would not vote with the other Republicans to redistrict so that the Republicans would have more representation in the House of Representatives, gerrymandering, and it failed in Indiana. Now, there's a lot of people that are angry. Donald Trump is, and others are trying to say, well, this is no big deal. It is actually a very big deal because right now in Indiana, you have 7 Republicans and 2 Democrats in Congress. And Republicans, of course, as they do, were trying to redistrict those 2 Democrat seats out. But that effort failed. They have a supermajority in Indiana. And the state legislature, they voted against it. Supermajorities are no good if you have a bunch of rhinos in there. And that sounds like what happened. This is Donald Trump talking about it.
It's funny because I won Indiana all 3 times by a landslide. And I wasn't working on it very hard. Would have been nice. I think we would have picked up 2 seats if we did that. You had one gentleman, the head of the Senate, I guess, Bray, whatever his name is. I heard he was against it. He'll probably lose his next primary, whenever that is. I hope he does, but because he's done a tremendous disservice. I mean, think of it. It's a great place. I love the people there. They love me. You know, we won in a landslide all 3 times. Got tremendous votes. I got record votes. And then there's no reason for doing that. And the Democrats do it to us, so I can't imagine that they do it. But I wasn't very much involved. But there's a man named Bray, as head of the Senate. Was that Bray? Is that the name, Bray? I'm sure that whenever his primary is, it's I think in 2 years. But I'm sure he'll go down. I'll certainly support anybody that wants to go against him.
You know, it's interesting, too, because Donald Trump, you were saying in the newscast, he won that state by how many points, Joan? I mean, I think you said it was over 20.
20 points.
The Indiana Senate's 31-19 vote to kill the redistricting bill marks a major setback to Trump's mid-decade gerrymandering strategy for Republicans to hold on to the control of the House in 2026 midterm elections. The bill sought to create 2 new Republican districts, which would have given the GOP control in all 9 of the state's congressional districts. So you had 21 Republicans who voted against this bill. 19 Republicans voted for it. All the Democrats voted against it, of course. And ultimately, it is the Republicans in Congress. They are the big losers here. Now, one of the things that the Republicans are trying to do is they are trying to make this like it's no big deal. This is a very big deal. This was Mike Johnson after we found out that Indiana had decided to vote this down. Republicans in Indiana voted down this redistricting effort.
Are you worried about Trump's grip on power after Indiana? Do you think it shows he's a lame duck?
Not at all. We're
Is he a lame duck?
Oh, no, it's no big deal. No big deal.
He is not a lame duck. He's the most powerful president of this generation and many others. We have a lot more work to do together. The outcome in Indiana is inconsequential to that. We are going to win the midterms. No, he did. No. He did not put in major pressure campaign for it. He let his opinion be known, as he does on everything, all the time, all day long. We win some, we lose some. It is no indication whatsoever about what's going to happen next year in the midterm elections. We are excited about that. We have a great campaign to run, and we go forward regardless of how each one of these states comes out. We're going to win on whatever maps are presented. So I'm very bullish. I'm more bullish today than I was yesterday, and you'll see that. And you guys underestimate us. You'll see that.
Sir,
I do like how he says, don't underestimate us. And I totally get that. But there's been a massive debate. This has been a massive debate going on in Indiana. And make no mistake, I would say that this is a big loss with the current makeup of the House of Representatives. Remember, one of the state senators, a guy named Michael Bohacek, said that he would not be supporting the president because he has a daughter, I think it's a daughter, with intellectual disabilities. And remember when Donald Trump used the word retarded to describe Tim Walz? So this guy, Bohacek, decided that he was not going to vote for the redistricting effort because Donald Trump used the R word, which I think that is absolutely asinine and ridiculous. I would love to know, I don't think I know anybody in Indiana still, but I would love to know how the Republicans in Indiana feel about what happened in the State House. Because I think that this is absolutely crazy. He says, this is not the first time our president has used these insulting and derogatory references, and his choice of words have consequences. But here's the thing. Do you know who this guy, Bohacek, with the daughter with intellectual disabilities, when he says that there will be consequences, his choice of words have consequences. Do you know who's suffering those consequences? Republicans. I mean, I understand Donald Trump is going to suffer some consequences as well, because if the Republicans ultimately end up losing in the House of Representatives, let the impeachments begin, right? But honestly, it's America, and it's the Republicans that will be suffering the consequences. And I believe that the people of Indiana will also be suffering consequences because they voted for Donald Trump en masse. This guy says before the vote, I will be voting no on redistricting. Perhaps he can use the next 10 months to convince voters that his policies and behavior deserve a congressional majority. Bohacek wrote in a Facebook post after explaining that he does have a daughter with Down syndrome. So, we've seen in other states, of course, it was a very heated debate regarding redistricting. And this is the level of debate that was going on in Indiana. I'm going to play this just because it was really fierce. And I mean really fierce. This is the Indiana Senate Majority Leader, a guy by the name of Chris Garton.
Say these maps are political. Let me be clear. You're damn right they are. Political policy is political. Safe streets are political. Look at Indianapolis. Affordable electricity is political. A drug-free Indiana is political. Peace in the Middle East is political.
I mean, I would love to know what's going to happen to these 21 Republicans who voted against this. Because this guy's right. So if you're a Republican and you just, for whatever reason, you just decide that you don't like Donald Trump in Indiana and you are going to go ahead and vote against the redistricting when these Democrats are doing this all across the country and have been for years. I swear, if I lived in Indiana and I was a Republican, I would be really furious. Because ultimately what these Indiana senators did was they effectively sold out, in my opinion, they sold out their party.
I dealt with it firsthand. If drawing a map that secures 2 more seats for the Republican Party means that we continue to see overdose deaths drop by 20%, then I'll draw that map every single day of the week and twice on Sunday. If drawing a map means that we'll continue to see a 93% drop in illegal immigration, then I'll sign it with a smile on my face. We're not here to be neutral arbiters of decline. We're here to be active agents of American greatness. So I ask you.
So, do you think, Joan, that they voted because they don't like Donald Trump? Like, did they say exactly, I read a couple of different things.
Yeah.
I read that they didn't like, these Republicans, they didn't like the high-pressure campaign that they were getting. J.D. Vance went there twice.
Yeah, well, that may be exactly why they didn't like it.
Yeah, so...
Because of J.D. Vance, which, of what? Like, of course he's going to go and be a cheerleader for the policies that his boss wants. I mean, that's what he does. That's his job.
Right, and it's what America wants.
Right.
So, I mean, that's how we voted, and I don't know. I'm so baffled by this. You played an audio bite I hate to do this to you, but in the 5 o'clock hour, you played an audio bite of one of these folks that actually voted no to redistricting in Indiana. What did he say?
So this is Republican State Senator Spencer Deary. He said he had voted no on it. Here you go.
After considering all the arguments offered in support of mid-cycle gerrymandering, I see no justification that outweighs the harms it would inflict upon the people's faith in the integrity of our elections.
What? I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, it's a
the
lot
others.
of...
Hey, you know what? Can we all just as a collective group, when I say DS, can we all agree that means dip?
Yeah.
Like, so if I say DS, then we all know what that means. Do you think people? I'd never remember that. Anyway, he's a DS.
I don't know. Given what the other Indiana congressman had to say about his intellectually disabled daughter with Down syndrome, he might get upset.
Here's the thing.
So
go ahead, John. Because I'm just. They don't seem to understand. These Republicans in Indiana don't seem to understand that we are at war with the Democrats. I mean, the Senate Majority Leader who was advocating for the redistricting, he's absolutely right. Donald Trump is doing everything he can to protect Americans. It feels like these senators in Indiana, it feels like what they did was they voted against this because they basically don't like Donald Trump. That's what it sounds like to me. And the guy you just played the audio, and that was a Republican? Was that a Republican?
Yeah.
So this Republican, it feels like they're trying to, stand on some higher moral ground, some higher moral authority. What a crock of crap. Because the Democrats have been doing this for years. I mean, do I have to break out the meme yet again on states like Delaware? And I don't have the meme in front of me now, but all those states that have, a pretty high percentage of Republicans, but they have no representation in the House of Representatives federally because of the gerrymandering of the Democrats.
Here's another one. This is Senate President Pro Tem Roderick Bray. Now, he's a Republican. He was critical of the plan. He said he wants the Republican.
This is the Senate, the Senate Pro Tem, President Pro Tem, and he's the guy that Trump was calling out. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a difference of opinion on how we get there, as I have explained before, because there are some concerns that going this route is not the best way to get more conservative representation in Washington, D.C. from the state of Indiana.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, it doesn't.
That flies in the face of logic.
I mean,
this is exactly how you get more representation from conservatives in Indiana.
And when you have some states, and I think there are 6 that have 0 Republicans in Congress.
All right, so no, there's a lot more. I've got it. Yeah. I've got it right here. Massachusetts, 36% Republican, 0 seats. Connecticut, 42% Republican, 0 seats. New Mexico, 46% Republican, 0 seats. New Hampshire, 48% Republican, 0 seats in the House of Representatives. Rhode Island, Vermont, Hawaii, Delaware, and is that Maine?
That's Maine.
All right, and Maine, 46% Republican, 0 seats. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 states that have no Republican representation in the House of Representatives because the Democrats know how to do this stuff right.
Where I came from in Maryland, we had 1 representative. We still have him. Okay? His name is Andy Harris, 1 Republican representative in the entire state of Maryland. And what they did was, instead of eliminating all Republicans, they took his seat and redistricted the seat so that a portion of his seat was on the Eastern Shore which Maryland, by the way, is divided by the Chesapeake Bay. They put one half of his seat up by the shore, and then the other half of his seat, his district, was in Maryland, proper.
Okay.
So that he couldn't even visit everybody in a day.
Oh, interesting. So they made it harder for him to campaign and so forth.
Yes. And just complete. I mean, and the next step for them is just to completely cut him out, which they do intend to do.
Yeah. I mean, they the Democrats have no shame.
They don't.
I mean, good Lord, if I was on in Indiana right now, I would be raising holy hell. I would. You know who's right on all of this, by the way? Scott Jennings was on CNN after this vote came down, and he agrees with me that the Democrats know how to do this right, and yes, we are at war.
Absolutely not.
Us discussing this Indiana situation and to see a Democratic debating partner tonight cheer on Governor Pritzker and his continued redistricting, gerrymandering efforts just goes to show you that Republicans are rookies when it comes to redistricting. We are nowhere near as practiced or ruthless when it comes to redistricting as these Democrats. You get state after state after state where Republicans have virtually no representation in Congress at all. Illinois is already one of the most, if not the most, gerrymandered state in the nation. So make no mistake, gerrymandering is a Democratic skill set.
I love, by the way, if you're watching on Super Talk TV, which we're on today, if you're noticing, I don't know who this woman is that is on there with Scott Jennings, but he's talking about how gerrymandering really is a Democrat thing, and they have absolutely perfected it. And she's over there, she's just giving all these, what are you talking about kind of looks. It's like, oh, no, we all know, and if people are watching CNN, they know that the Democrats have perfected the art of gerrymandering. And if the Republicans in states like Indiana want to shoot themselves in the foot or shoot the party in the foot, well, then I guess that's their choice. But they're making a big mistake.
Republicans are still pikers when it comes to this. But I got to tell you, what you heard tonight is what they're going to do. They're ruthless. Democrats have shut down the government. They've told the military to stop following orders. They're trying to redraw maps. This is the future with Democrats, a ruthless kind of politics, and Republicans better wake up to it.
I love that. Scott Jennings is absolutely right. What these Democrats in Indiana are thinking, I have no idea. Coming up, we'll go over some of because, it's like a scorecard that's going on these days. What states have gerrymandered? How many seats have the Republicans gotten? How many seats have the Democrats been able to get? And what is the scorecard? And what's next in gerrymandering?
Do you want to hear? Do you want to hear how it sounded in the halls of the Senate after this?
Sure.
This is just amazing to me.
This in Indiana?
This is in Indiana. And I will remind you that this is not the common people outside on the doorstep chanting. These are lawmakers in Indiana, Democratic lawmakers. This is the chanting.
What are they chanting?
This is what democracy looks like.
Oh.
Can you believe that they're mimicking? They sound like commoners on the street.
Yeah.
Ghouls instead of lawmakers.
Well, let's be honest. So those are Democrats?
Those are Democrats.
Democrats are not the same as your father's Democrats, right?
So true.
I mean, they're just, honest to goodness, here's the deal, though. Like in Indiana, Democrats have scoreboard. You know why? Because Republicans wussed out. That's what happens. Republicans wussed out. Scott Jennings is right. I'm right. A lot of you folks are right. If you're irritated with the Republicans in Indiana, they've made a big mistake. So if you're keeping score, well, I'll give you the scorecard coming up next. It is 5:24. We didn't even do traffic, but there's nothing going on in traffic, right?
That is correct.
Well, there is an injury crash at Clarksville Pike.
Oh.
Well,
look
where?
at you, Sam.
Clarksville Pike in the Bordeaux area. At the West Trinity Lane Junction.
Okay, very good. I mean, not good, but there's an accident. Okay, 5:36, and you folks know what we've been doing. We've been bucking the company, and we've been playing our own Christmas music as opposed to the company-mandated sucky Christmas music. So In the 5 o'clock hour, it is my turn, and my choice is Carol of the Bells, TSO.
Good one.
Bow, 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 bow. I heard this on my way in. I cranked it all the way up. My little RAV4 was speeding down 40. I mean, I hear this and I envision the wind in my hair flying 90 mile an hour in a convertible down 40. Of course, that's a problem with me, but whatever. Anyway, so I like TSO. I'm a big TSO fan. Big, big, big TSO fan. So anyway, that is my Christmas bumper music for this hour. I got a good one for... Oh, you know what? I'm not going to be here next week, Joan.
You're not. I know.
You think Brian will do it? You think Brian will continue with this wonderful little tradition we have going on here?
I'm not going to be here Monday and Tuesday as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So maybe
I guess
we
my
should...
bumper song will be All By Myself by Eric Carmine.
Oh.
You'll have Brian.
Poor guy.
And I don't know who's running the board. I have no idea. It's not my job anymore, so I don't care. But whatever.
Brian does it from home.
So?
Yeah, but you'll have whoever...
Still do it.
Whatever. Yeah, you can still do it. Listen, Brian's going to be here in a little bit. Got Brian on the show today at 7, as a matter of fact, 7:06. So we can talk to Brian about just that if you want. See if he'll want to carry on the tradition. Because, Brian's a big music guy. He wouldn't let me touch his bass when I was in his music studio.
Can you clip that one too?
Oh, stop it. We had some good clips yesterday in the 835. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Dan, my husband said he was crying. Tears of laughter.
Crying laughter?
Yes.
Yesterday at the 835?
Yes.
My ribs hurt when I got home.
No.
I don't even remember what happened yesterday at 8:35, but from what I understand, I walked in and Amy was face palming something about 2 holes. That's all I remember. Moving right along.
Oh, man.
All right, so Donald Trump, Congressional ball. You want to hear? I'm going to play this piece of audio. And this is Donald Trump at the Congressional ball. He's in a tuxedo. And I want you to listen to not only what the president says, but the reaction to what he says. Listen to this.
Many of you in Congress worked very hard, both sides, this year to keep the promises that you were elected on and to deliver big wins for the American people. And Democrats worked very hard, too. I think you could get rid of a couple of your little policies like men and women's sports, open borders, transgender for everybody. But other than that, I like what you're doing.
Could you hear in the background? I've had headphones on, so hopefully people they were able to hear the gasping of the Democrats as the president was saying this at the Congressional ball. So you got all these Congress people. And you can hear the gasps of people saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe he went there during the Congressional ball." Listen again, real quick.
American people and Democrats worked very hard too. I think you could get rid of a couple of your little policies like men and women's sports, open borders, transgender for everybody. But other than that, I like what you're doing.
Maybe it's just me, but I think it's funny as all get out. So. It is that time of year where it is the holiday season and things start slowing down as far as the news goes. But it actually doesn't seem like the news is slowing down much. We've got Kilmar Abrego Garcia. I'm a little confused by this one. And by the way, coming up I think I've got Jonathan Fahey at 6:38. We're going to go over this whole Kilmar Abrego Garcia thing because I'm a little confused as to what's going on and why he has been released. And by the way, they're talking about the possibility that he may be rearrested today. I don't know if that's going to happen. They talked about that the last time he was let out for a little while.
Well, he's got to go to ICE. He's got to report to ICE.
He's got to report to ICE
in Baltimore.
And if they can figure out a way to arrest him again, they will.
Oh, yeah.
We all know that the media called him Maryland man. Remember this?
Thought to be wrongly deported.
Maryland man,
Maryland man.
Wrongfully deported. But Maryland man.
It's kind of funny. You know what I've noticed? Even on this radio station, Joan, I'm not going to call anybody out, Joan. I'm not going to call anybody out.
Okay.
But I've noticed some newscasters on this radio station cutting and pasting the network copy and calling him Maryland man.
No.
Maryland man. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man.
And then the newscasters have had to stop and retrace and say Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the accused MS-13 gang member. But yeah, that's why. That is why, just like I should not play audio without listening to it first because I got popped twice yesterday with curse words. Thank you, Gavin Newsom. The newscaster is cutting and we call it in the business ripping and reading, right? Is that what you guys still call it?
Yeah.
Ripping and reading. And it's like, oops, ABC News called the Maryland man. So now I've got to, stumble my way through retracing and not calling him Maryland man. But I'm not mentioning any names.
I call him Margarita Man.
Margarita man?
Yeah, because of that Democrat senator that went down there and had a margarita with him.
Oh, yeah, that was Jones' old senator.
Yeah.
What's his name? Chris
Van Hollen.
Chris Van Hollen. But he's not a Maryland man. He is a member of MS-13, Tren de Aragua, human trafficker. He was caught right here in Tennessee smuggling a bunch of illegals. We all remember that. The Biden administration let him go. All of that on video. Wife beater. His wife filed orders of protection against him. And he was also, I had forgotten about this. This is a little-known part of that conversation. He was also accused of asking a 15-year-old for nude photos. Do you know about that, Joan?
Yeah.
Did you? I didn't.
Yeah, it was something that actually I knew that they were saying that there was something sexual in nature with a young, but I learned about it this week.
Yeah.
So I may have just come out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Nice guy, huh?
So do you think Kilmar Abrego Garcia is going to go home and beat his wife just to get out of his system?
I think he's going to be a little more reserved. Plus, I don't think he's allowed to live with her. He has to live with his brother.
Why? Is there a restraining order? There should be. I mean, there was. I think there was a restraining order against Kilmar Abrego Garcia. But this was an Obama-appointed judge that ordered him released. The judge, Paula Zinnes, in her order, found that this is what I don't understand. And I'm hoping that Jonathan Fahey can explain this to me. Zinnes, in her order, found that no final order of removal from the government to deport Abrego Garcia from the United States. How was there no final order of removal from the government to deport Abrego Garcia from the United States when that's all that they've been talking about for the last, what's it been? It's been like a year, something like that. Yeah. Despite the Trump administration's repeated attempts to remove him. So this is what I don't get. It's like, I don't know if this is I think it's clearly an activist judge. That is what Tricia McLaughlin says. Assistant Department of Homeland Security Secretary Tricia McLaughlin called the judge's decision naked judicial activism by an Obama-appointed judge. And honestly, that is what it sounds like to me. Now, here's the deal. If the Trump administration somehow shanked I don't know if it's the filing of paperwork. I mean, are they saying in your coverage, Joan, that Zinnes is saying, this judge is saying that the Trump administration doesn't have
legal authority? Legal
authority, is that what they're saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they're saying that the Trump administration doesn't have legal authority. Which is weird because isn't it the federal government that has the authority to deport people?
Yeah. So this judge, it's nonsense. It's all nonsense. And if they didn't have legal authority today, they also didn't have it 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Why didn't she rule then?
Right.
Why did she keep him in jail?
None of this makes any sense.
No. So yes, by the way, he has to stay with his brother. He'll be in the custody of his brother in Maryland. He'll be confined to the residence except for specific approved activities like going to work. He must find a job, by the way. He can go to religious services. He can see a medical professional, and he can attend court proceedings, but that's it. And he can travel in Maryland, and he can travel in Tennessee, but he can't travel anywhere else. So I don't know how he'd get to Tennessee if he's in Maryland because he'd have to cross through a couple of states.
Right.
I don't know. So yeah, there are limitations on what he can do right now.
Right.
But he's still a free man.
Unbelievable. Well, maybe Chris Van Hollen will bring him a margarita. Maybe
I'm sure
Chris Van Hollen can, visit him and bring him a margarita. By the way, this is Caroline Levitt.
That decision.
Absolutely. The White House, the administration opposed this activism from a judge who is really acting as a judicial activist, which we've unfortunately seen in many cases across the country. Abrego Garcia is present in our country illegally. He is a proven human trafficker. He is a proven gang member. The administration has evidence of that. And as you saw from the Department of Homeland Security, they issued a statement saying they'll continue to fight this legal battle in court. Caitlin.
So there you go. They got to figure out how to, because the Democrats, as we've all talked about, the Democrats really have hung their hat on Kilmar Abrego Garcia. I mean, this guy, and I think the Trump administration has too, where this guy is emblematic on both sides of the problem with our immigration system right now. You have a guy, Abrego Garcia, who in this country illegally and member of MS-13, and you'll have some people that'll say, oh, well, there's no evidence that he was MS-13. Really? Because local law enforcement said that he was hanging out with MS-13 gang members, behaving like a gang member, and we can debate the stupid tattoos on his knuckles all day long, whatever. But, for the Democrats, too, Sam, look this up, or I read this somewhere, where the Democrats are so passionate about opposing Donald Trump. Somebody called it how it's like Trump derangement syndrome? It's like Trump opposition syndrome. Is there such a thing? I think people are starting to utilize that term as well, because the Democrats are always opposed to everything that Donald Trump stands for, everything that the Republicans stand for. And so they end up, and the Democrats standing up for the narco terrorists is a great example of that, where it's like the poll comes out. This was earlier this week. The poll comes out roughly 65, 70% of the American people were like, hell yeah, blow them to kingdom come. Because many of us know people who have died from drugs that have come from Colombia. By the way, Colombia, you're next. From Colombia or, Venezuela or wherever these drugs come from. And the American people, by and large, I think the majority of the American people are like, you know what? Whatever you need to do, whatever legal hijinks you need to do to blow these people to kingdom come, absolutely do it, because we all know people that have died from drugs that come from over the southern border, coming from Venezuela, etc. And so people, although by and large we are certainly on our side, we are a law-abiding party, the Republican Party. Democrats aren't, but Republicans are. We don't mind seeing these guys blown to kingdom come, even if it is a double tap. I don't care. Majority of the American people don't care. But this whole notion of Trump opposition syndrome, where they're going to be against everything that the president stands for, means that they take the most absolutely bass-ackwards positions on these issues. Did you find it?
It basically, Grok says it's just a synonym for Trump derangement syndrome.
I do like. Did you like that, Joan? Trump opposition syndrome, where whatever the president is for, they're going to be against, or whatever the president is against, they're going to be for, and it forces them into a corner of siding with illegal aliens and taking all kinds of crazy positions.
Which is really rich, because when you bring up how the Democrats are acting now, pales in comparison to, I guess you could say, one of the former leading Democrats in 1989. Oh.
What? Has lost that war and lost it
The war
miserably.
on drugs.
They lost because they attempted to deal with only part of the drug problem. They lost because their initiatives were pulled apart by bureaucratic squabbling among their advisors. They lost because they always did too little and they did it too late. We don't oppose the president's plan. All we want to do is strengthen it. We don't doubt his resolve. All we want to do is stiffen it. The trouble is that the president's proposals are not big enough to deal with the problem. We think we should do more to stem the flow of drugs across our borders, and we think we should go one step further. Let's go after the drug lords where they live, with an international strike force. There must be no safe haven for these narco-terrorists.
There you go.
And they must know it.
You know, the funny thing is, though, Joe Biden doesn't remember saying that. Whatever. 9734, why are y'all not calling him the notorious K.A.G.? Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
Oh, my gosh.
The notorious K.A.G. I don't
in
know.
reference to the notorious B.I.G.?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the notorious Big.
So I really like when we call him Maryland Man because that skewers not just him, but the stinking media.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, if you were calling him the Maryland Man with sort of a sardonic kind of a tone, it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
I like this. Heather says, how is he supposed to get a job if he is illegal? Cat's out of the bag on that one. I mean, he was able to get a job before. I don't think he's going to be working, though. Do you think he's going to go back to his... I don't even know what he was doing. Wasn't he doing like an apprenticeship or something when he got arrested?
He's probably got a GoFundMe set up through one of his family members. And
he's not going to have to work for a while.
Yeah,
No.
and I mean, this whole ruling comes about. I tried to dig into it a little bit more. There is no final order for removal because they want to try him on these trafficking charges, and they want to make a statement with that. And so, because there is no, decree that he's going to be removed because they want to have this trial, that's why the judge ordered his release.
I would love to get his. I'd like to get his butt back to
get his K.A.G.
I'd like to get his K.A.G. back here to Tennessee, but I mean, I'll ask, is there a statute of limitations? I think I've covered this before. What year was it? Do we know what year was it that he was caught trafficking? I mean, bottom line is it's all 2022. So it's all on video.
Yeah.
But they called, remember the whole thing? They called the Biden administration and the FBI, I think it was, and they said, I'll just let him go. Remember that whole thing? Mm-hmm. Can they bring him? I'm going to ask Jonathan Fahey.
No statute of limitations.
There's no statute of limitations. So I wonder if they can bring him back up on charges from that episode back in 2022. They've got the video. They've got the police report. They've got the state troopers. I mean, we already know. I'm assuming they know who those state troopers are. So can they bring him back to Tennessee and charge him? Oh, I would love that.
If there's something they haven't charged him with, yeah, because it would fall under something that's considered a continuing offense, meaning that many human trafficking crimes are considered continuing violations because the statute of limitations generally does not begin to run until the criminal conduct or the entire criminal operation ceases. Similar to the Comey, the continuing of the lie situation. It's as long as there is an inkling of it still happening and have a connection to it, he can be charged.
He's got an inkling and a connection to it, I'm sure. So I would say, let's bring him back to Tennessee and let's charge him and see how that goes. Anyway, it is 5:55, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 2774. I guess our taxpayer dollars are paying his legal bills. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. No, I don't think we're not paying his legal bills, are we? No, we wouldn't be paying them. I mean, the Democrats are, he had not a GoFundMe account or something like that, but he's got these rich benefactors that are paying his legal bills. Remember, Joan, we talked about that?
Yes.
He's got some rich benefactors that are paying for his legal bills. And so, because remember, if Kilmar Abrego Garcia wins, then Donald Trump loses.
Yes.
And that's why they've got so much invested in the notorious K.A.G.
It's TDS all over again.